Hello, everybody. This is Minister Paul, a watchman on the wall in Northern California, Saturday, 2/9/19. My beautiful wife, Gail, here. I'm going to make a 5-minute video here real quick. Maybe 10 minutes. We'll see. I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm going to shoot for 5 minutes. Okay. The Lord has given me a warning now, and this is very serious. And He's led me to this video I made on 12/7/2012. God has told me to sound the alarm: earthquakes, explosions, mass murders. So this December will be 7 years from the time I got this warning. And now is the time that I'm receiving the understanding on exactly what this meant. So I'm just going to go ahead. There was a sinkhole open up in Grass Valley, where my wife's brother and dad lives, right, babes?
Yes.
On this same day, on or about the day that this 5.2 earthquake had struck Northern California, and I'm showing it on the map. This thing had hit so hard that it shook our house. I mean, actually, we have a hairline crack cosmetic in the stucco on the outside of our house. It's been there to this day. It literally cracked our stucco, but it was a couple hours away. This thing hit hard. And so I'm showing you this map, and at the top of the map is Paradise, California. In 2012, please remember, right? Paradise, California. And so I'm going through this video. So in essence, I'm looking up this earthquake and where it happened, and I was receiving a message from God about it was a sign of more earthquakes, more explosions, and more mass murder to come. This was again in December of 2012 concerning an earthquake that shook our house of 5.2, and I think they downed it. I think it was more like a 6, to be honest with you. USGS does that type of stuff. That I'm warning of more to come, and then I included mass murders. Could everybody see that in the date 2012? And so I'm going through this thing, and I begin to span out the map. I was looking for the exact area this earthquake had hit. And so I'll just keep going. And pray that the internet does too, right? I'm just not going to play around with this thing. Good
evening, everybody.
Okay, so I was looking in this area. Let me go forward, and then this area. Okay, now here's the area. So here's the epicenter of the 5.2 that shook our house in December of 2012. Here's Clear Lake. We were just talking about Clear Lake today. I am not kidding you. And here's Paradise, California. Right here, very north of the star, right in the middle. That's Paradise, California. No longer there, but it was there when this warning went out. I mean, there's a message in that. And then I put, when was the last time an earthquake hit in Live Oak? So I was researching earthquakes because I knew another one was going to come. But then I found this article, and then it goes on. And I was led down to the comments. I'm giving you the fast version of this. And in the comments, it's showing all of these comments coming in from Paradise, California. They felt it. Yuba City felt it. Matter of fact, there's a brother that's put in the comments from Yuba City that he wants me to contact him. I was just thinking of that today. So I am going to do that, brother, if you're watching that video from Yuba City. I am going to contact you. I don't know if I'll have time today or not because we have the service tonight at 7 p.m. But Paradise, I was asleep in bed at around midnight, and I was awakened by my bed shaking. Okay, so now understand, this thing's felt in Paradise, and this thing is felt in Paradise. And I keep getting this urgent thing in my spirit to research this, because because I'm actually mentioning paradise, and as always, I'll put a link to this video. And and then at the end, I'm giving a warning and an altar call. Was that just 9/11 I saw? And that sinkhole. And so I'll let you go ahead and listen to this video, but here's the message. This is what happened in paradise. This before and after campfire. I'm sad to tell you that this is still listed that people perished. This was a planned mass murder. Whether they didn't tell them, PG&E was involved. Just look at everybody who was involved. I mean, this has happened way too many times in California. San Bruno, and now they're just going to file bankruptcy. I mean, and look at this right now, November 9th. That's the 9th day of the 11th month. So backwards, this would be 9/11. This stuff is everywhere. So there's people to this day that still can't return home to their homes and to the area. Look, this is coming out yesterday's date, February 8, 2019. Residents of Paradise and other towns destroyed by wildfire must wait to go home. So this is Paradise now. And this was the warning, and I mentioned Paradise like 3 times in here. So these people were killed, and a lot of people are going to be upset, but I've been given another map, because the Bible talks about, 1 billion people dying, a mass animal die-off. It talks about the water dying. You need to read the book of Revelation. I mean, wormwood, a meteor falls down and hits the water, and it contaminates the water. The water turns to blood. And so mass murder will lead up to this. God foreknew that before it even happened. Mass murder, mass animal die-offs, it's all in the Bible. So if you think this type of messages are conspiracy theories and not from God, well then, first of all, how do they keep coming to pass? Without a living God and Him bringing this message forth. And 2, then you'd have to think the whole entire Bible is a conspiracy theory. So let me show you. I was shown this map. I've been conversating with some brothers and sisters on the East Coast in New York. Hello, Brother Andrew, Brother Dan, Sister Jennifer, Sister Kathy. We've been going back and forth and discussing this stuff and praying over it. We pray. We're prayer warriors. And I haven't even shown him this map. So after prayer and talking today, I was shown this map. So Valentine's Day is February 14th. So now I'm not setting a date on this, but somehow I decided to look at an area called Flower, New York. And I don't even need to tell you how I ended up being led there. It was just over. Oh, look at this. Look, Sister Jennifer, look, the spotted pig. I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of information coming out. On January 11th, 2 days from now, on January 11th, they're having this council meeting in New York. I'll try to find an article link to celebrate the lunar year of the pig. And so I give this, so then Jennifer was given the number 212. We don't know what's going to happen on that date. And then I'm led to look at it and warn about Valentine's Day for some reason, which is the 14th. Matter of fact, this street right here is the 14th. Coincidence or not? I'm asking you, with the spotted pig. The year of the pig in China, and I've been showing how China is going to, be a part of some invasion in Washington, D.C. You with me? So I start looking at this area, and the first thing I do is I come up to the bridge and just watch how it all turns like red when you zoom in. It's all red and yellow. This is the Garment District, Rockefeller Center. Matter of fact, I guarantee you, if I just went over here and even tried to look for a little bit, I'd find things. Look, the Chrysler Building. I'm sure I could find Teddy Roosevelt in here somehow. Right, look! See what I mean? The Roosevelt, which is this video I'm studying right now. Let's just start it. I mean, y'all need to...
This is Minister Paul, a watchman on the wall in Northern California. Storms.
Look at this. Storms, wars, and shipwrecks. Again, another movie from video from 2016. And I'm talking about Teddy Roosevelt. Really? And sinking ships? Really? 3 years ago? And now I just bring up a map God gave me and it goes right to the 14th Street in the Lincoln Tunnel, and I say I can find Roosevelt, and then boom, there it is. And it happens to be the same exact video I'm studying today that was made in 2016. This is all not coincidence. This is a path of divine revelation. You understand? Warning fulfilled. So let me show you something. I'm going to zoom out. Manhattan. I always say same map. Same map, but this map is sad because we've been talking about a connection between California and New York. And so the Lord had me draw a map. I know this is going to sound crazy. You know, what does it these days? It's just, this stuff's happening. That's all I can tell you. This is happening. I did draw a map. Guilty as charged. Amen. To the glory of God. Okay, so I started here in California, in Northern California, and I drove over and went all the way to this flower shop in New York City that sells flowers, you know, Valentine's Day type stuff. And then I began to look at this, and it's like right in the middle, the path is 42 hours, as in like 42 months, the number of months mentioned by Daniel the prophet about tribulation. I mean, it's right there. And then 44, the number of judgment. And look at this, 2,999 miles. It's 666 upside down. So this just happens to be all those numbers. And when I zoom in on this area, it just happens to be all these things from videos from years ago. That just happens to be. I want to talk to the happens to be people. How do you explain it? How do you live in your world of everything just happens to be? So this just randomly happened. And it's been randomly happening for 7 years. Matter of fact, since 2011 on this channel, it's just a random channel of randomness. Or you can believe there is a God and submit your life to His Son, Jesus Christ, and get saved and be protected from this. Choose you today what path you're going to serve. Because God told me right here, these paths, He said, these are paths of destruction. Path of destruction. From one coast to another. Watch. So I'm going to get serious now. So it goes through New York, and it goes through Pennsylvania, and Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska. Coming down here, Wyoming, Utah, Nevada, right into California, depending on which route you take. Up here, it goes up through Wyoming and Wisconsin and Minnesota and comes right down through. But notice both routes go right to Chicago. So I'm telling you, there is something to these maps. I don't know why it just changed like that. I'm going to hit close. I don't know how long this has been. We're going to live stream tonight, Lord willing, at 7 p.m. But please take this warning seriously and ask the Lord, what type of destruction is this? And is there any way that I could pray about this or prepare? In any way, I'm telling you, these are paths of destruction that will hit the United States. And we are in that time. And we were warned years in advance. So there's really no excuse. With the Bible and the warnings, there's no excuse to not be ready for this, ready to meet Jesus, ready to meet disaster, ready to meet whatever it takes to get out of here. There is no more time to say, oh, I wish I would have known. Because you do know now.